What up, guys? Back again with another UFC Fight Picks video on the UFC Fight Night card, Poirier versus Pettis. Let's go ahead and get started here. So first fight of the night on the Fight Pass prelims, we got Darren Stewart versus Carl Robertson. We got two strikers here pretty much, but I'm gonna take the better striker here, Carl Robertson. This guy actually is a kickboxer, fought in Glory, so you know he has kickboxing experience and whatnot. Also, he fought in the Dana White show, as you guys can see right here. Contender Series. He ended up getting a first round KO against his opponent. Knocked him out with the elbow in the clinch. It was a very short elbow, and dropped him right away, and then finished him really quickly, probably like in 30 seconds or something like that, 30-40 seconds. So we know this guy's dangerous pretty much anywhere the fight goes. You know, if he lands something even in short range, you know it's gonna do damage. Darren Stewart here is coming off a loss to let this shit load up. Coming off a loss to Francimar Barroso, who's not even like, you know, the best fighter himself. You know, he's kind of like a average, below average type of fighter, and pretty much that guy just out wrestled him. As you guys can see there, he had 7 takedowns on Stewart, so he pretty much just out wrestled him. Obviously this is going to be more of a stand-up type of fight, so you know, in a stand-up fight, you know, I obviously want to pick the better striker, which is the better kickboxer here, Carl Robertson. So yeah, I'm all in on Robertson, and I'm pretty sure more than likely he gets a knockout, so I'm gonna pick Robertson, second round knockout. Now, I mean, anybody could get knocked out, so I'm not gonna say Stewart got no chance, because he has, you know, lots of knockouts. But Robertson's a superior striker, and yeah, I'm picking him, second round knockout. All right, so next fight we got Jay Collier versus Marcel Fortuna. Let me get some water here real quick. All right, so Collier versus Marcel Fortuna. Quick pick here. I'm picking Fortuna. Collier is just kind of like one of those below average type of guys. Fortuna, I see some potential. In his UFC debut, he knocked out a heavyweight. You know, heavyweight with no chin, but either way he knocked him out, and this guy was weighing like 210 pounds. So, you know, he has some sort of punching power, even though he doesn't have a lot of knockouts. I think that's his only knockout. But you know, he has a decent right hand. You know, he has some good punches, good boxing. Also has some good multi too, some really good kicks, and has, you know, like world-class jiu-jitsu. Obviously this guy's more of a jiu-jitsu guy, but I mean, his striking game is pretty damn good. And Collier, like I said, he's kind of below average type of guy, kind of just a striker. He's kind of, you know, he's tough, durable. Actually, he's just tough. He's not too durable. Sometimes he gets knocked out. So yeah, I don't think Collier is gonna get the win here. I think he has a small chance, but I see Fortuna just kind of picking him apart on the feet. And if he goes to the ground, he's gonna have a huge advantage. So overall, I see Fortuna winning the fight here. So I'm gonna say Fortuna wins, more than likely. I'm gonna say by decision. All right, featured fight on the Fight Pass prelims. We got Court McGee versus Shawn Strickland. So I'm gonna pick Shawn Strickland on this one. Just way more well-rounded, excellent takedown defense, good striker, just solid everywhere. McGee hasn't been looking too great in his last fights. Let me just check his last fights here. Yeah, he's coming off a loss to Ben Saunders. Before that, he beat Dominic Steele, who's below average, and then he lost to Santiago, and then he beat Marcio Alexandre. I don't even know who that is. So yeah, hasn't been looking that good lately. McGee's a tough fighter though. He's one of those guys that comes at you, really good cardio, goes for the takedowns. You know, it's like one of those pressure fighters. Whereas Shawn Strickland's more of you know, technical, strategic type of fighter. So yeah, I expect Strickland to win the fight here. Just way better on the feet. Could keep the fight standing. He's long also for the weight class. So yeah, I expect him to just pick McGee apart on the feet. Maybe even getting a knockout in like the third round or something like that. But more than likely, Strickland by decision. All right, next fight: Hill versus Ansarov. So I'm gonna pick Hill in this matchup. Ansarov has a shot. You know, obviously, her girlfriend is Amanda Nunes, so obviously he trains with her. She's coming off a win, but Angela Hill, you know, looked pretty good in the Andrade fight. Is coming off a win. Good striking. Good striker. Good striking. Improved take on the fence to keep the fight on the feet. So as long as she keeps the fight on the feet, she should more than likely win this fight by decision. So I'm picking Hill by decision. Northcutt versus Michelequinones. Two strikers here pretty much. Should be a pretty good fight. You know, a lot of stand up unless Sage wants to take it to the ground. I feel like Sage is probably the better grappler here, but at the same time, I mean, he's not really a good grappler himself. But I feel like he has a little bit more of a grappling edge. But even then, I feel like Sage here will have the edge in the stand up. Training on a team alpha male, you know, that obviously, you know, is gonna help with his wrestling and whatnot. So Quinones is a stand up fighter. Throws good kicks and stuff like that. So this is a pretty good match. We got two guys, you know, with good styles, good stand-up styles. So it should be just a straight stand-up fight. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick Sage on this one. I just feel like he's gonna come out here with a win. Yeah, he's coming off a loss to Mickey Gall. I was gonna see his last fight, but yeah, I was against Mickey Gall. He's coming off a loss in that fight, but his striking looks good still. So I just expect him to just beat up Quinones here on the feet. Should be fun in the first round or so, but I feel like Sage will take over the fight. And yeah, maybe he'll get like a late finish or something like that. If not, Sage by decision. Next fight here, we got Tatianna Suarez versus Vivienne Pereira. So I'm going to go ahead and pick an underdog here on this one. I'm picking Vivienne Pereira. I feel like her short height is going to really help here, you know, to stuff those takedowns. It's going to be hard for Suarez to take her down easier, or to take her down pretty much to the ground or whatever, since Pereira is going to be a lot shorter. So I feel like Suarez here will struggle a bit trying to take Pereira down to the ground and on the feet. It's no question that Pereira here should be a lot better on the feet. A good striker. She's also undefeated, and she's a huge underdog here, last I checked. Plus 235, and Suarez hasn't fought like in a year and a half or something like that. So I feel like, you know, the odds are a little bit too wide there. And on DraftKings, I'm for sure gonna take a shot at Pereira here. And Pereira has been winning in the UFC, as you guys could see right here. She beat Valerie Letourneau, who used to be a contender, and then she beat Jamie Moyle, who is kind of like, you know, like a wrestler, pressure fighter type of fighter. So yeah, I feel like Pereira here could come out on top, just win by decision more likely. But I mean, if Suarez is able to get her down, then obviously she's going to be able to control the fight. But I just feel like Pereira is going to be hard to take down. And if she just keep it on the feet long enough, maybe Suarez gasses or something like that, then Pereira could make it a close fight and maybe like win 2 rounds to 1, where she'll win probably by split decision or something like that. So that's why I'm liking Pereira. I see some value, so I'll take it. So Pereira by decision. Alright, let's see. Next fight here, Dodson versus Marlon Moraes. So initial thoughts, I was thinking let's go ahead and pick John Dodson. But I kind of changed my mind. I think I'm picking Marlon Moraes on this one, guys. It's a very even fight. based on odds anyway. There it is right there, so you guys can see the odds. Negative 105 and negative 115. So it's a pretty even fight. Moraes, his UFC debut and his last fight was against the Sunsao, where he lost by a split decision. It was a close fight, could have gone either way. Whatever, he lost that fight. Didn't really fight like himself though. Didn't have a lot of output. It was he was very hesitant in that fight. And Dodson didn't look too great against Eddie Wineland. So both guys are coming off kind of bad performances here. And most of the times I really like to fade John Dodson, so I'm going to go ahead and fade him again. I feel like Moraes here is the superior striker. He's fast. Dodson has the speed advantage, but I feel like Moraes is still fast here. But yeah, I just feel like Moraes is a sharper striker. Really good takedown defense, so Dodson's not going to be able to take him down. And even with the takedowns, I mean, Dodson doesn't really go for takedowns anyway, so on the feet, I mean, what is Dodson really going to do? What is he going to do? Just pot shot and just, use his footwork, run away or whatever? So, yeah, it's kind of hard to see Dodson winning this fight. I feel like Moraes is going to bring the pressure. And also, Moraes has a really good submission game. So, I just feel like he's more well-rounded, more solid. Lost a close fight to a Sunsao who's, a top 5 bantamweight. I think he's actually ranked number 3. Actually, he's not ranked number 4 now, but yeah, Moraes, I feel is a solid pick here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Moraes to win this fight, more than likely by decision. But if he comes out aggressive, he could get maybe a late finish. So just take note of that. But yeah, man, his striking looked good in that fight against the Sunsao. I was watching the fight, really good. Good shots to the body, good quickness with his punches and stuff like that. I just felt like if he would have been more aggressive, he would have won that fight for sure. But let's hope he comes out aggressive in this fight against Dodson. So yeah, Moraes by decision. All right, now we're on to the main card here. Joe Lauzon versus Clay Guida. I'm gonna go ahead and take Clay Guida on this one. He really impressed me in his fight against Eric Koch. He looked really solid, man. Takedowns are on point again. His cardio is excellent. Just looked like a new fighter. He looked like reborn now that he's training at Team Alpha Male. His striking, I remember, even looking better also. So I just feel like Clay Guida looked really damn good in his last fight. And Lauzon's coming off a loss to Stevie Ray where he got outstruck. Now Lauzon can still be dangerous. Has some power in his punches. Has that submission game. But I feel like if Guida's able to avoid the submissions, he should be fine on the feet. And we already know Guida has a very relentless wrestling style and excellent cardio. So he's going to have cardio advantage here also for sure. Lauzon sometimes gasses in fights. So yeah, I'm liking Guida on this one. And I think now he's actually the favorite. Yeah, negative 125. So it makes sense to me. So yeah, I'm picking Clay Guida here. Like I said, he looked really good his last fight against Eric Koch. I remember picking Eric Koch in that fight, and I was like, man, this guy's getting his ass whooped by Clay Guida, man. So yeah, he looked good, and yeah, I think Guida here wins this fight by decision. All right, next fight, we got Rafael Assunção versus Matthew Lopez. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Assunção on this one. I just feel he's the more complete fighter. Hasn't looked like the best fighter recently, but his opponent Matthew Lopez, sorry about that. His opponent Matthew Lopez, isn't a top contender right now. He's ranked number 13. He's coming off a good performance against Johnny Eduardo, but like as an old fighter right now. I think he's a lot older than the Sunsao. Whatever, he gets a first round finish against him, but I still feel Assunção's the more complete fighter here, and Matthew Lopez primarily relies on using his wrestling to win him his fights. So he's gonna struggle to try to even take Assunção down. So on the feet, I feel like Assunção has the edge, and since Assunção has a really good takedown defense, I expect him to stuff the takedowns and just outstrike Matthew Lopez on the feet. So yeah, I'm liking Assunção in this matchup. I don't think it's going to be a super exciting fight, but I think he'll just win by decision. Alright, next fight. So we got Nate Marquardt versus Cesar Ferreira. So I'm going to go ahead and pick, I don't know, man. Very close fight if you think about it, but at the same time, it makes sense that Ferreira is the favorite. It just kind of depends, to be honest, guys, how the fight goes, but I'm going to go ahead and just take Ferreira on this one, even though Marquardt does have a chance. If he lands a clean shot on Ferreira, it's possible he knocks him out. But Ferreira here has the reach advantage. If he fights long, maybe he gets a couple explosive takedowns on Marquardt, you know, on the ground. If he doesn't get caught with anything, he can just beat Marquardt by decision. Just pretty much outpointing him on the feet. And like I said, maybe just explode with a takedown or two to win the fight like that. Marquardt, I think, is coming off, I think, the loss to Vitor, but I'm not even sure. I think so. Yeah, his loss against Vitor. Some people even thought Marquardt won the fight. But yeah, I mean, Marquardt does have a shot at winning here, but I think Ferreira here, you know, still looking all right. He lost his last fight to Theodoro. Let me go ahead and look it up. Yeah, Theodoro. But before that, he had a 3-fight win streak. He even had a submission as his last win. But yeah, primarily this guy just really likes to wrestle nowadays. So, like I said, he'll outpoint him on the feet, go for a takedown here or two, and probably just win by decision. So, yeah, Ferreira by decision. All right, next fight, Albini versus Andrei Arlovski. So, very easy fight to pick. I'm picking Albini on this matchup. Arlovski, you know, this guy's durability and chin is gone. His striking's still good, but with that chin being gone, I mean, yeah, all it really takes is one shot. And Albini knocked out a very durable heavyweight in, what was it, Timothy Johnson? Either way, it was a durable heavyweight. He knocked him out in the first round, knocked him out fast. And yeah, his multi looks good. Good power. To me, he kind of looked like a heavyweight Cain Velasquez there. So yeah, man, he looked pretty good. And I expect him to get a first round finish. So Albini, first round knockout. Next fight, co-main event, we got Matt Brown versus Diego Sanchez. Sanchez moving up to 170, and Matt Brown supposedly was going to be his retirement fight, but I think he's saying he's second guessing. Either way, I'm picking Matt Brown, guys. He is, I'm pretty sure he's a big favorite. Yeah, negative 340. He got caught by Cerrone, but before that he was doing decent. Sanchez hasn't looked the same. He got knocked out his last fight. So both guys got knocked out in their last fights, but I just feel like Matt Brown has more left in the gas tank still. Like I said, Sanchez got knocked out by Quinta. And then I remember when he got pretty much knocked out by Joe Lauzon too. So yeah, I mean, Sanchez could maybe win this if he's able to use his grappling and just grapple the fuck out of Matt Brown. But even then, Matt Brown's dangerous on the ground with his submission game. So even then, that's going to be dangerous. And on the feet, it's no question. Sanchez is just pretty much a brawler. And yeah, man, I expect Matt Brown to just fuck him up on the feet and possibly get a finish there. It could be an early finish or a late finish. Sanchez moving up to 170 is going to, enhance his durability. But even then, with that, I still see Matt Brown getting the finish. So I'm gonna pick Matt Brown to get a knockout, and I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be a second round. All right, now for the main event here, guys. So we got Dustin Poirier versus Anthony Pettis. So it's a very close fight, very hard fight to pick, and the odds dictate that. Also, it's kind of like who do you want more? Like who do you like more to win the fight, pretty much, because it's a very close fight. I've heard arguments that, Poirier is going to be winning this fight because, he's like a pressure fighter and Pettis loses against guys who pressure him. But at the same time, Poirier's chin isn't that good. I know I rewatched the fight against Alvarez where he was fucking him up, pretty much had Alvarez finished and then Alvarez gets a clean shot, or not even a super clean shot, but he gets a shot in, and Poirier gets hurt, and you know how that fight goes or whatever. It's like he let Alvarez come back into the fight where, he should have knocked him out right there. But yeah, that chin on Poirier is still kind of suspect, and we know Pettis has excellent durability. He only really got finished against Max Holloway, but that's at 145, so I'm not even gonna really count that too much. And Pettis looked really good against Jim Miller, whereas Poirier looked good against Jim Miller, but at the same time he also got hurt again. So we know Poirier can be hurt, and I really liked how Pettis looked against Jim Miller. His striking looked good. He wasn't going too fancy with his strikes. Good straight punches, solid kicks. So I think he had a really good performance against Jim Miller. And Miller's obviously a veteran, getting older and whatnot. But Poirier had a good performance, but it wasn't as good. So I mean, obviously styles make fights and whatever. MMA math and shit like that. But pretty much, do you think Poirier can pressure Pettis the whole fight? And if you do think he can do that, then he's probably gonna win. But I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. I feel like Pettis is confident now, coming off that really good performance against Miller. And when he's confident is when he fights. When he fights really good. That's when he looks good. Like the old Pettis, pretty much. So yeah, also the fact that Pettis has that really good durability. I also like that. So we know Pettis has better durability. He's gonna have the better kicks. His boxing's all right, but it's decent enough. Good straight punches. Improved takedown defense. Pettis is looking pretty decent right now. Poirier, he has that suspect chin, but he has, he's the better boxer here, I would say, in this matchup. Cardio shouldn't be really an issue here. Poirier has good volume. So, man, it's going to be a really good fight. But I'm going to go ahead and just fucking, like I said, first I was thinking Pettis, then Poirier, and then now I'm going to go ahead and go back to Pettis here, guys. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Pettis, and it could go either way. I mean, fuck. I'm not gonna be too mad about it if I get the pick wrong, but like I said, it's a close fight. But yeah, I feel Pettis is gonna get. I feel like Pettis is gonna get the win here. Has the better kicking style. I feel like maybe he'll have. Maybe he'll hurt Pettis, and maybe he'll hurt Poirier in the fight. And if he hurts him, then more than likely Pettis is probably gonna finish him or just really fuck him up, and Poirier won't be able to come back into the fight in the rounds. So yeah, I just feel like the durability is really gonna help Pettis in this fight, and him coming off that fight against Miller, like I said, really helps his confidence. And that's when he's confident, he fights really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot at Pettis. A lot of people think he's washed up, but I don't think so. So yeah, I'm picking Pettis. Should be a fun fight. More than likely, I'm gonna go ahead and say this goes to decision, but wouldn't be surprised if a knockout happens or a submission. So yeah, I'll take Pettis by decision. Alright guys, so that does it for the picks. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my most confident pick. Top 3 most confident picks I feel like have been hitting pretty much every single time. The last card, Jan Jacek let me down, and Walt Harris got disqualified. So I mean, the disqualification, that was kind of some bullshit. Jan Jacek getting knocked out, I mean, no one saw that coming. So didn't work out too good last week, but this week, let's go ahead and give you guys my most confident picks. So top 3, I'm gonna have to start with Albini. I'm for sure very confident he gets the win. Next, very confident he gets the win would be Shawn Strickland. Just feel he's superior. Pretty sizable favorite also. And the last confident pick, I'm gonna say either Matt Brown or Carl Robertson because of the striking. Kind of torn because Matt Brown, you never know, he's getting older, and Robertson, you never know if for some reason Stewart wants to wrestle. So yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say, I don't know, both of them. Fuck it, I'll just say four most confident picks. So yeah, those are my top 4 confident picks. Least confident pick would have to be Pereira. If she does get out wrestled the whole fight, then that's gonna really suck. So she'd have to be my least confident pick. And And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. So that does it for me for the picks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. I do these UFC fight pick videos every time there's a UFC card. Let me know what you guys think about the picks. Yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. So thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and I'll catch you guys on the next video, and enjoy the fights.